FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and as you know, we follow miners quite closely here because we follow the precious metals sector, and things are happening right now as expected. We had a nice rally in precious metals at the beginning of the year. We knew that was coming, and looks like it's run out of steam for right now. Metals under pressure, but thinking that that's going to go perhaps for the quarter and then probably turn around summer as we hit the third quarter. But others out there know more than I do about it. I'm just following the cycles. Right now, we've got Gregory Crowe with us, of company that I happen to own some stock in that has treated me quite well, and company that been following for quite some time. Probably heard our interviews before talking about Silver One. Gregory, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Kerry. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, and I definitely appreciate the opportunity to give you an update.
Hey, well, we've been curious what's going on. I know I've been watching the press releases come forward, and I know things are happening. So it's good to have you back and get an update.
Okay. First of all, I have to start out by disagreeing with you. I don't think that the precious metals have run out of steam. I think they're taking a short pause, mainly due to the strengthening of the U.S. dollar. But as I think I have said in previous interviews, the strength of the U.S. dollar is the fact that it is the strongest currency in the basket case of currencies. Absolutely.
And I didn't mean to say that this is going to be a long-term trend by any stretch. A few months.
Right.
At best, I think it's going to be a sideways kind of move from here, and ups and downs. I'm not the expert in cycles at all, but I wasn't surprised at the recent downtrend. That's all I was saying. But, hey, it's going to turn around. I'm convinced of that because, the best looking horse in the glue factory, the cleanest shirt in the laundry, or the least dirty shirt in the laundry, that's the dollar, right?
Yeah, Kerry, I agree with you 100%. I think, commodities are poised for a major upswing in the latter part of this year, if not the middle part of this year. And I think silver, which is a very good, not only a precious metal, but a commodity unto itself, will certainly perform very well. And, I think that going forward, silver is actually going to perform on a percentage basis better than gold.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, and it certainly is more volatile as it's showing right now. But you've got some big news. You just acquired a project from Silver Standard, and it looks quite promising, doesn't it?
Yeah, what we like about the Silver Standard project, not to diminish or take anything away from the 3 projects that we acquired from First Mining Finance in Mexico, but we saw an opportunity with respect to this project, which is a historic producer. As a matter of fact, this project, which is called the Candelaria project, located in Nevada, it's in the Walker Trend about midway between Reno and Las Vegas. Very good access. It was a historic producer from the mid-1800s and produced up until the late 1990s. Originally, production was phenomenal, very high grade. In fact, it was the highest grade producing silver mine in all of Nevada, higher grade than Comstock, averaging about 1,250 grams per ton. And we don't see those types of grades very often in deposits anymore. Now, when it was converted to an open pit in the 1970s and 1980s, of course, the grade went down, but the tonnage went up substantially. Kinross operated it until 97, 98, when silver prices plummeted. All told, up until that time, they produced about 68 million ounces of silver. Now, Kinross sold it to Silver Standard in 2001. Silver prices were in the basement in 2001 and 2002. Silver Standard did a very large drill program and outlined a very significant resource. That resource amounts to about 43 million ounces of silver at the measured and indicated level, and an additional 83 million ounces of silver at the inferred level. What we really like about it is essentially not only is there additional mineralization associated with the extension of the old pits, but they had some down dip intersections at depth, which were bringing values such as 670 grams per ton silver over 14 meters. And that's a really high-grade intercept that needs to be followed up with future exploration. So we're very bullish on this project, and we think we got a very good deal on it. The deal that we had was essentially issuing US dollars 4 million in shares, no cash, over a 3-year option period, and we can pull out at any time, and it gives us 3 years really to evaluate that project and see whether we really like it or not. If we don't, we'll hand it back to Silver Standard. If we do, we think we've got a real jewel.
Yeah, well, based on history and what happened there before, it seems like there's probably something there, doesn't it?
Oh, I think there's a lot there, and it just needs to be, tested, and we'll continue to work at it.
Yeah, and you've got infrastructure right there. You got road, power, and water.
Exactly.
So, and permitting, not an issue?
No, it's all on patented claims, and permitting should not be an issue, although you'll have to go through the regular, bureaucracy in order to turn it around and bring it into production. But we'll do some testing first to see if we want to do that.
Yeah, and the new administration in the States here basically promises to be a much less taxing endeavor to get permits out of the BLM, correct?
That is what they say. We have not tested it yet. We'll let you know.
Yeah, well, there was one rule that immediately upon entry of the new administration was frozen, and that was the restoration rule that said you had to monitor any mine upon completion for 30 years after the project was deemed completed, and that's gone now, right?
Yeah, and that was a pretty onerous provision, particularly for any mine of size. So,
yeah.
I think it's going to be good, and we are expecting, as I said, another resurgence in commodity demand, hence commodity prices going forward. So there's going to be a demand for new mines to come into production.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're in the right jurisdiction for certain.
I love that. I love Nevada. It's a wonderful jurisdiction.
Yeah, for sure. And then you got another project that's showing a lot of promise as well.
Yeah, one of the projects that we acquired from First Mining Finance back when we first formed the company an entire 8 months ago, it was in essence called the Miasco Quemado in northern Sonora State, Mexico. It started out as an interesting one with a historical resource sitting there at about 9.6 million ounces. And we looked at it and said, geez, this is kind of an interesting deposit because it has some similarities to another one that's being developed up in Arizona by a company called Arizona Mining. Now, what's interesting is that we have silver in what's referred to as a manganese oxide deposit, which is shallow dipping and could be amenable to open pit mines. It was traced for only a strike length of 450 meters through the previous drilling.
Right.
We went in and blanketed the property with a soil survey, and we outlined a continuation of that structure with manganese in the soil geochemistry for over 3 kilometers. So that's a 6-7 times extension to that known resource. What's really exciting is it also comes with a very strong zinc and lead signature as well. Now, if you go back to the Arizona Mining project that they're developing, they had near surface a manganese oxide with silver, which they followed down dip, and it turned into lead zinc silver. And that lead zinc silver now is being developed as one of the largest zinc assets on the planet. They have propelled their company from a few million market cap northwards of 750 million market cap. We think we have a deposit that is analogous to what they are developing. We just need to get in and do some more exploration.
That sounds pretty promising too. So it's hard to believe that the company's only been around here, Greg, for 8 months. You move almost at the speed of Keith Neumeyer.
Well, as you know, First Mining Finance, which Keith Neumeyer, is involved in, and they are all significant shareholders in Silver One.
Sure.
Our goal is to grow the company, quickly, but also strategically and with a solid basis, so that we want to ensure that we've got that foundation that's going to ensure that we have that base for our shareholders going forward. And that's what we're doing.
Right. Yeah. Well, pretty amazing. It sounds like interesting times ahead. And, it sounds like got some great opportunities that are just on the horizon.
Yeah, and that doesn't stop there. We not only are we trying to grow the company organically, but we are looking at very seriously some additional potential significant acquisitions as well, which could be very interesting with respect to forthcoming news.
All right. Well, we will stay tuned. We'll be talking with you again shortly in the not too distant future. So if you're interested in the company, the symbol on the TSX Venture, it's SVE on the Frankfurt, BRK1 on the OTC, SLVRF. Of course, the website, really easy to remember. By the way, it's a great name for a company, silver1.com. I see so many companies that don't know how to name themselves. Silver One's a great name, by the way. Greg, by the way, how did you come up with that?
We sat around the table and we bantered back and forth a couple of names and decided that that would be a very simple, straightforward name which would express the goals and objectives of the company. So that's what we went with.
Hey, well, when you go to these mining conferences like PDAC, where you just returned from, and you see the off-the-wall names that a lot of companies come up with, it's refreshing to see somebody that's got like good clarity, and to me, it's indicative of the focus of the company and the team. And hey, by the way, just a word about your management team there, and where you're all headed and your focus. Building the team in such a short period of time. Because like you said, it's hard to believe, but it's only been 8 months.
Yeah, exactly. And we're driven and we're going to move forward, as I said, as prudently and as fast as possible.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. So, hey, we'll have a link to Silver One's site in the show notes to this interview. Greg, it's always great speaking with you. Hey, just a word about the PDAC show that you just got back from in Toronto. What was your general take on the show?
Very impressed, actually. It was a little depressing the last couple of years with the downturn in commodity prices. This year, it was nothing but optimism and enthusiasm, record turnout again. I think over 25,000 attendees this year, and it is the largest mining show on the planet. So any of your listeners who want to get a taste of it, come out next March and see what it's all about. You'll see thousands of companies out there.
Yeah, I'm going to make it out there myself as well. Couldn't this year, unfortunately, prior commitment. So just go over to silver1.com, take a look at the company, sign up on the mailing list so you get those announcements like us other shareholders do. And Greg, pleasure talking to you again. Good luck, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Kerry, very much.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.